Hello everyone. I quit my job. No more work anymore, and I have been trading pretty horribly recently. Pretty horribly. The month before, I actually had a great month. I traded really well, and I ended up getting a payout that paid for the account, which is great. But as of lately, I have been getting destroyed, and I'm really grateful I've built a buffer. If I didn't build a buffer, I would be in big trouble right now. I've got like one trade left, one and a half trades left, you could say, until the account is blown at this point. Things have not been going well at all. Now, that being said, why is this happening? What's going on? Why is everything turning around for such a negative turn of events? Like looking at last month, I had two losing days, and P&L for the month was 6,500. Like I killed it. This month, I've had one winning day so far, five losing days, and my P&L is negative 5,000. The strategy I trade is an expansion strategy. It is required that the market be in a trending formation. And this is something that I actually discovered. If you've watched some of my older videos, you know I found this out with some other assets. Assets like gold, copper, silver, oil. These pinned assets I have here, I traded these in the month of October, and because I decided I wanted to try everything and learn everything and just make as many mistakes as I could and learn as quickly as I could. In trading these, I found some really unique characteristics about them. Silver is a really good example of this. I trade a strategy that requires a trending market. And when these markets trend, like gold, silver, copper, oil, when they trend really hard, like aggressively. When gold was on its bull run from essentially, this is the daily chart, from August to mid October, you could just click buy, close your eyes, and you would wake up in profit. Really an easy time to make money. Really an easy time. Like, this is an aggressive trend. If you're longing gold in this time, you're gonna kill it. Now, if you're longing gold in this time, you're going to be killed. Assets like metals, oils, when they trend hard. And when they chop hard. That's what led me to say, okay, I'm just going to stick with NQ, ES, and YM. Why? They tend to trend more consistently. They are not stagnant assets. It's not frequent that we see sideways price action. We really don't get that a whole lot. This is a more volatile asset of the future selection. Consistently volatile. That doesn't mean that there are not periods that lack volatility, which has been the last 2 weeks, which leads me to the problem that I'm facing. In these consolidation periods, trading using a trending strategy doesn't work too hot at all. In this range, I've been trading NQ, ES, and YM, and I've been getting killed, particularly on NQ and ES. This is just a really difficult time for me to trade in. It's hard to trade in these circumstances. And that leads me to trying to identify the solution. Problem identified. Trading a trending strategy in a non trending market. Solution. Identify when the market is trending and when it is not trending. Okay, how do we identify that solution? That's kind of a hard solution to identify. I think there's a couple large things. Really, the largest thing of them all being market experience, being familiar with the daily, just getting used to how things look, getting used to knowing when the draw on liquidity is strong. The reason I marked out this range just because I knew that these were really the two draws we were looking at, this high and this low. You can see this in my video, I think last week, where I said, yeah, I'm just not trading until we take out one of these. Or, no, I think that was Tuesday. That may have been a short. I'm not trading until we take out one of these. Now, I took a trade today on YM because YM did close out of that range. We had the range high being here. Yesterday we made this close above. I was looking for longs. We did not get any longs. We just dumped today. That didn't help. So what am I going to do? Right, we have this issue. I have this issue. I'm going to spend some time back testing. I think I was able to identify that this wasn't a trending asset. I think today's loss on YM is kind of a valid loss. Like, this is clear bullish displacement. Like, this is extremely clear. We are going up. We are going up in here. I think the only flaw could have been saying, hey, look, we hit all-time highs. That's our drawn liquidity. Liquidity is swept. Wait for a new retracement, reversal, sweep, and then look for it to go up again. That could have been something I looked for. But, excuse me, the trend to me appeared strong, and so I took it twice and lost both times, unfortunately. NQ, I just haven't traded. This is disgusting. And I kind of want to have this be a little open-minded. How do you define whether or not the market is trending? Some people I've heard use the VIX. Some people look at volume. Some people look at weekly trends or higher time frame trends. I'm not sure, if I'm honest. I like using the daily. I have a system for developing my bias. Some people don't even use bias. I like to use bias. I think it helps me a lot. And clearly, when it works, it works. When we trend, it's on fire. Like, it kills. But when it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And this is a non-trending market where it was killing me. So I think I'm going to spend some time back testing over the next couple weeks. Now that my job is over, now that I'm no longer working, I have a lot of time I can spend in the gym and back testing, which I will be doing because this is an issue. This is an issue that needs to get solved because it's killing me. It's killing me. And right now, I'm really not looking to trade for a little bit longer. I put out a poll that was really interesting because I hear a lot of people say, like, oh, December's bad price action. Here's our results. 352 votes. Is December hard to trade? 58% yes. 42% said it's prop firm propaganda. Which is interesting. I don't know if this is... I always like to take these results with a grain of salt because the majority of traders are unprofitable. So I do have to assume that the majority of traders that do vote in these are unprofitable anyways, and that they would say any month is a hard month to trade. So I take it with a grain of salt. I'm not really worried about this issue. The troubles I'm facing, I think it's honestly an excellent learning opportunity more than anything. I'm only running one funded account right now, and I would much rather be hit with the reality of a lack in my market observance now than maybe 6 months from now I have several funded accounts. And then I'm like, whoa, I'm about to blow all of them. And why this also doesn't worry me is because I have the live results. Like, these were decisions. These were decisions I made. I chose to place these trades when I wanted, using criteria. This was not luck. This was not a fluke. This run has not been an accident. It was deliberate, following strategy. There was no, like, we're going to roll the dice, we're going to roll the dice, we're going to... I mean, technically it's probabilities, you could say that, but it was strategic. Decisions I made, I have confidence in the system. Now, this system shows a flaw. Stuff like this. So I'm going to take some time to figure out how to identify when stuff like this exists. Smaller daily candles is a great clue. When we get these little tiny bodies, several in a row, when we get a range and then we chop within, great signs to say, hey, I'm going to be out. I'm going to sit out until it's favorable for me. And that's just the next learning curve for me. I mentioned that on X. Let me find it. I'm not sure where it's at. I mentioned that the issue I'm facing now is just knowing when to be patient and when not to be patient. Knowing how to identify when to sit out and when to engage. Here it is. I've sat with it for a few days this past week and a half. I've traded very poorly. December or generic market conditions, I'm not sure. Journaling is a great step. How else do you improve your discretionary edge in the market? I have found the current conditions to be a challenge for myself. I am unsure how to define it. Can't define it better than that. I'm unsure how to define it, so I'm going to practice. I'm going to backtest and see what I can find. I am no longer working. I quit my job because my internship is over for school. And I have classes in a month. So I didn't quit my job because of trading. Not yet. Not ever, honestly. I'm never going to quit my job from trading. But yeah, it was just an internship. But thank you for watching.